Hi, today we have with us Miss Anisha from Ashoka University. Based out of Sonipat, Haryana, it is one of the leading institutions in India offering liberal arts education in arts and sciences. A warm welcome to you, Anisha.
Thank you so much, Kriti, for the warm welcome.
So, Anisha, my first question to you is to understand what is liberal education?
So, when I talk about the term liberal, the first thing that comes to our mind is freedom, right? Independency, or just having that easygoing approach. So, when you combine that term liberal with education, it provides you with the flexibility to explore, and students can engage with their interest and choose whatever they want to study at their own convenience, at their own level. So which means that it has the freedom, the student has the freedom to choose and explore. It is kind of like a luxury given to them in terms of exploring their options and choosing what they want to study, and delving deeper about it. So that is one part to look at. When you also look at like liberal education, the myth is all about that it's all about arts and not about sciences, but it is amalgamation of all the fields coming in together. And the third thing, which is the most important thing of all the parts, is that it is based on the interdisciplinary model. So when I talk about interdisciplinary, it generally means that the combination of two or more subjects which go hand in hand together. So it is kind of like providing the breadth and the depth to a student to understand what their interests are and to gauge with that subject in a very holistic and a deeper manner.
Thank you, Nisha. That was very nicely explained. So, if a parent needs to understand what is or how is it different from a traditional university or education system where we are studying one particular subject for a period of 3 to 4 years, vis-a-vis a liberal education which you explained gives you the choices to study different subjects. So what is largely the difference here, and how a parent or a student should understand this whole difference?
So, as you mentioned that how it is different from a traditional setting versus what unique Ashoka offers. So that way I can diversify it in multiple angles. So one way to look at it is that we go beyond rote learning. So how it is done in a CBSE or an ICSE structure, that based on your percentages, the subjects are given to you, that you could either choose commerce, humanities, or sciences based on how much you secure in class 10. Right? In that case, it should not hamper a child's ability, because some students are really good at taking examinations and some are not. Some students are really good with extracurricular activities, some are really good at performing with other things and not really good at taking examinations. So when I talk about how it is different from a traditional setting, the first part is that we go beyond the rote learning, right? It is not just one syllabus or one textbook that you will be referring to. It is all about engaging in multiple texts. For example, learning through videos, learning through research articles. So referring to multiple books for one topic, which helps a student understand the topic or delve deeper into that. So that is one part. The other part is that it is more about learning in a holistically manner. It's on the hands-on learning. It's kind of like based on practical knowledge than just theoretical. So like how in Three Idiots they're just talking about, the professor is talking about how the motorcycle works, but the student is not interested. So it's similar in a very same fashion. It's going to be more about they are performing their own things and learning the interest all by themselves. So the guidance of faculty would be one-on-one. The reference of research article, thesis will be from different angles. The peer learning opportunity and peer engaging is also excellent for them to learn about different diverse cultures. And when you combine two or more subjects, how again it embarks a difference from a traditional setting is that it's all about the perspectives and the skills. So when you are in a setting which is all about liberal, which talks about freedom, gives you that convenience, you are not only just looking at one particular subject, but you're gaining you're also taking the perspective from other subjects as well. So for example, let's say if a student is interested in studying economics at Ashoka or any liberal education institution for that matter, so the first thing is that they'll not be just only interpreting bar graphs and that data, but they'll also be looking at how they can understand a consumer through a psychological point of view, how the environment is getting impacted. So it is all about three perspectives that you're bringing to a table for the employer, which is the economics part, which is the psychology part, and the environmental part. If you go to any traditional setting, it's more about, the same theoretical thing which has been going on from last 25 years. From my personal point of view, my personal example is that my mother and I went to the same university. So what she studied, whatever the books that, she had gone through, it was exactly the same for me. So again, it is getting very redundant, and, the learning is decreasing. I mean, there is no as such exposure. For you, I mean, for student in a liberal education setting, it's all about perspectives, how you can equip yourself with the skills in a new setting, especially how it is introduced in the new education policy 2020, that it is all going to be about, how things can be looked at, holistically, and how skills can be given more emphasis at par than, how it is done in a traditional setting.
So Anisha, this brings me to my next question on what is this concept of majors and minors? Because we don't see this in a traditional setup. I mean, typically when we were doing graduation, we were never asked to choose subjects in a major and a minor composition. So just throw some light there.
So when I talk about majors and minors, so our undergraduate program is specifically divided into three parts. The first one is the foundation courses, the second one is the majors and minors, and the third one is the extracurricular thing. Of course, there's also a fourth year, which is an optional year, and I'll talk more about it. But so how it is different from a traditional setting is because if a student or if any person who is stepping into a university of a Delhi concept, or going to a Lucknow university or any university for that matter, they're going with that perspective or with the thing in their preconceived notion of that hum economics karne ja rahe, so we only want to just go for economics honors or psychology honors for that matter. So when we offer a very diversified aspects of subjects, we're looking at foundation courses. These are the courses which are mandatory for students to take in. And how do they help? They help in helping the student choosing their major at a very initial stage itself. So that means they are exposed to a lot of subjects, and then they decide, okay, ये मुझे अच्छा लग रहा है तो मुझे ये पढ़ना है. So majors and minors typically means that something that a student is interested in, they take up one major and they study in depth about it. Minor is something that if a student is interested in that subject but does not want to study the entire concept around it but want to understand the base of it, that's where the minor comes in. So for example, if let's say a student is interested in doing psychology, as well as if a student is interested in doing economics, so they can take based on their convenience. If they want to study major in psychology, they can do major in psychology, and if they want to understand basic foundational concepts of economics, so they can only take in few credits and do a minor economics, and vice versa. Again, the options are wide. The exposure is excellent. Why? Because 200 plus combinations can be made with aspect to the courses that Ashoka offers, and it ranges from all streams. Again, humanities, commerce, sciences, etc.
So my next question to you, Anisha, is what is the admission process at Ashoka? How does Ashoka University evaluate its students?
When I talk about the admissions process at Ashoka University, the first thing and the very foremost thing that we tell a student that you are more than your grades. Right? So grades are just one aspect that we look at. Again, as I mentioned earlier as well, it does not matter whether the student is, a 95% scorer or a 65% scorer. That does not hamper their application at all. So we have three parts in the application. The first step is, starting with the application, which is free of cost, and there is no cost included in that. So any student can go ahead and, start with the application. Our application is very comprehensive and expansive in that manner, where it includes things, your scores, your essay writing, in which means that there will be 3 essays worth 450 words limit, and the prompt will be given to you, and you have to just talk about what does it mean to you. Just reflect on that prompt and talk in deeper about your thoughts or your opinions. It also involves you to write a about your extracurricular activities, things that you've done outside your classroom. So all in all, what we're looking at is not just your grades, because that is one aspect, but your complete personality as a whole. So once you submit your application, then there is a mandatory Ashoka aptitude assessment. It's a 2-hour paper which involves, the testing of your general abilities in terms of your aptitude, creative and analytical abilities, and it is followed by a on the spot essay. So again, the prompt will be given to you at that time, and you just have to communicate whatever your opinions or thoughts are. Again, it is okay for you not to know fancy terms or have great vocabulary, because that can be worked upon. What we are looking at again is your overall personality and how you think about certain things. And once you are thorough with your Ashoka aptitude assessment, if your profile is shortlisted, you are called for a personal interview. So that is a 3-step process that we follow, which is a holistic admissions and not just entirely based on your grades.
Thank you, Anisha. That was a wonderful explanation on the admission process. My next question is the one which was usually asked by parents, that is on placements. A lot of parents want to know that what are the kind of placement opportunities for students once they complete their undergraduate studies from Ashoka University.
So to be very honest with you, I mean, the fee structure is such that it is slightly on the expensive side. It is 10.37 lakhs per annum, including your residence and your tuition. So once a parent is convinced or a student is convinced that they want to go ahead and follow this liberal education and really want to explore their perspectives and learn more about the skills and not the degree per se, so then the placements are again very advanced and exposure are amazing. So we have top-notch companies coming to Ashoka. Last year record is that 100% placement. So there were 350 plus companies did come, and you named the company, it comes to Ashoka for the placement. 310 plus students who ever sat on campus placement, they did get through placement. The median salary which was offered was 10.5 lakhs, and the highest which was paid was 33 lakhs per annum to a student who studied computer science and mathematics and was hired as a software engineer with Google. So again, we do not offer per se BTech or a BBA degree. It's all about the perspectives and the skills that we look at, because if you combine those combinations, if you look at the sciences from through the lens of liberal education or any other subject through that, you would understand that it's all about the skills that it will equip you with. So of course, the exposure in terms of placement has been huge. All the students got through that. It is 100% record. And students who did not sit for the placement, either they went for their higher education abroad, or they either got into masters or PhD, and for some students, they also started their own business, which is a startup. So the record has been great up till now. Even student who graduated in 2022, I know one of the student received the highest package of 34 lakhs, and she is an English grad, English literature grad. So again, the focus is more on the kind of skills that you develop over time, over these 3 years, because you will be delving into a lot of other things as well, despite your education. So you will be doing your own research, you will be performing experiments, you will be assisting faculty members, and so much so that you will be also teaching the kids. So once you have so many things and perspectives on your resume, it kind of adds to the value. So again, you name the company, it comes. Google is there, Zomato is there, think tanks, business analysts, Deloitte, corporates are there, even social sectors are there. So such that the exposure to students to experiment with is again amazing.
So Anisha, my next question is about the summer and semester abroad opportunities. We've heard that Ashoka Universities offers umpteen number of opportunities for students to travel abroad for their summer and a semester. So what are the kind of collaborations being offered at Ashoka University?
So we have collaborations with top international universities. To name a few, we have collaborations with University of Pennsylvania, Columbia University, Yale is there, Stanford is there, King's College is there, Duke is there. So much so that even, you know, if you want to experiment with Asian colleges like National University of Singapore, which is coming in really good ranks, is also there. So students do have the option of, you know, spending a summer or a semester abroad, and this is again, you know, it is included in your tuition as well. So we have a specific and a designated office specifically for this, who will help you with your entire application end to end. So you can either opt for a summer abroad or a semester abroad, which not only helps you in widening your exposure, but also helps you in understanding your major, whatever you choose in a more holistic manner, sorry.
Anisha, I'm also intrigued to know more about the Young Scholars Program, which is there for high school students who are still in school and wanting to learn more about their options and more about Ashoka University. So what are the kind of programs that are being offered for these high school students who are in class 9, 10th, 11th or 12th?
So Young Scholars Program is a short duration. It's a 8-week program, which is usually held on campus. It's for students who are, you know, in class 9, 10th, 11th or 12th. It is specifically designed for students in class 9, 10th and 11th. Why? Because, you know, they have the time and the energy to build up their profile. And somebody who is also interested in understanding or learning what liberal education is through the lens of, you know, subjects that they want to experiment with, it is possible. So you stay at campus during that time. It is offered only in summer, and the applications will open next year for this. So it gives you a wide exposure to liberal education, and, you know, then again you would have subjects and amazing faculty that, you know, who would be teaching you. And these are the faculty members from Yale, Harvard, you know, University of Pennsylvania, Columbia University, who will be at there, you know, teaching you about the concepts, things that you're interested in. So of course it is a great opportunity for high school students to learn about this program, you know, be on campus, stay on campus, and get to know about other people as well.
Anisha, I would like to know, what are the options for students who are interested in science?
So students who are interested in the fields of sciences, we have 5 pure majors that, you know, you can pick and choose from, which is physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics and computer science. And also we offer 2 interdisciplinary majors, which is computer science and entrepreneurship, computer science and mathematics. So these are tailored just along the lines of engineering. We also have Trivedi School of Biosciences for students who are interested in, you know, studying biology, disease immunology, or, you know, studying genetics for that matter. For students who are interested in physics, there's biophysics, you know, the combination of biology and physics together. They can also study physics and astronomy. There are a lot of things which are happening around campus. So students with specific focus in the field of sciences, it's just not going to be theoretical, but it is also going to be on hands-on learning. So you will be conducting your own experiment. You will have exposure to world-class facilities in terms of lab. We also have now started a school of, you know, cloud computing, which involves data analytics, artificial intelligence, you know, how we can use data with algorithms, and, you know, how you can perform different types of experiments and lab experiments all together. So this is again going to be for students who are specifically interested in the field of sciences. And in case if you're interested in chemistry per se, then also you can look at electrical things. You can also understand pharmaceuticals that way. So again, moving beyond what, you know, it is offered in a traditional setting of like B.Tech, or, you know, you want to do pharma. So something through the lens of liberal education will not only help you look at subjects in a different way, but also you will be learning just not theoretically, but also through hands-on learning, which is very practical approach.
So my last question to you, Anisha, is about scholarships. What are the various ways in which students can look at scholarships?
Students who are interested in, you know, liberal education, and if they are interested in applying for Ashoka, so we have 2 different kinds of scholarships. So which first one is the need-based financial aid. There is no as such base criteria as to, you know, why if any student can apply for need-based. it is eligible for everybody out there who is interested in studying at Ashoka. 2021 data talks about 75 crores rupees were awarded in terms of financial aid, and almost around 50% on students on campus are on some sort of financial aid, and 159 out of them are on full financial aid, which means that 100% on your tuition and on your residence. So if you are interested, you can apply for need-based financial aid, and we make sure that the world-class education is made affordable to all. The second one is for students who are interested in the sciences. That is merit cum means scholarship, which means 100% on your tuitions and on your residence, specifically for students again interested in the fields of sciences.
Thank you, Anisha. Thank you for the wonderful insights on Ashoka University. Thank you once again. For more information, stay tuned.